Yeah, please answer this one. Okay. Oh, this kind you see, this category, person who abuse you, person who always get angry, who is angry to you, who criticize you, abuse you, about that, you see? Okay. Suffering, obscured suffering. Okay? Okay. Now, you see, compassion is generated. Great compassion is generated by depending on this person, by kindness of this person, by depending on this person. Great compassion is generated because suffering, he or she is suffering, obscured mind, not enlightened mind, obscure mind. Oh, great compassion is generated relating to this, depending on this person. Okay? That's clear. Now that compassion, bodhichitta is generated. From bodhichitta, bodhisattva happened, bodhisattva. From bodhisattva, Buddha happened. From Buddha, then Buddha's action happened. Two actions. One action, Buddha's own omniscient mind. One Buddha's action is within us, sentient beings. Our virtuous thought, our virtuous action is one action of Buddha. Buddha's holy action, Sanjaya Chile. The two. One is our virtuous thought, virtuous action. This is Sanjaya Chile, Buddha's holy action. That one. You see? So from there, oh, the happiness. All the happiness from beginning is rebirth. Now, all the happiness future, including enlightenment. Even the happiness in the dream. Even the happiness in the dream. When you feel tired, hot, the cool air passing through the hair, your head, your hair, cool air passing through, you feel comfortable. So including that, every single happiness, all that you experience, you will experience, all came from your good karma, Buddha's holy action. Buddha's holy action. That came from Buddha. So, Buddha came from bodhisattva. Bodhisattva came from bodhichitta. Bodhichitta came from great compassion. Great compassion generated by dependent kindness, by dependent this man or woman, or this person whose mind is obscured and suffering, who's abusing me, who's what do we call angry or yeah. So now all the past, present, future happiness up to enlightenment, everything. You see, when you become enlightened, when you become Buddhist, all the qualities, and if you didn't study philosophy, you wouldn't know how to call this bodhisattva or that, but you don't know. So it's if you don't study, So same thing with the Buddha's qualities. If you don't study, you don't know. So every single quality of Buddha. So that. So you see, all the past, present, doing life, all that, everything called Buddha, everything, it all come from this person who abuse you, what do we call, angry with you, all came from this person. Wow. You see, you have to understand that. You have to understand that. That's the more, if you want to generate bodhichitta, you have to know that. Not just joke, but really you have to know that. You have to really realize that how that's the most precious. Buddha came from this side. Numberless Buddha, not Shakyamuni Buddha. Numberless Buddha came from this. Who got you from raw realm, from samsara, from raw nirvana, bring you enlightenment. Oh, numberless Buddha came from this person. Numberless Dharma came from this, Sangha came from this. Oh, the Buddha came from Buddha, but they all came from this person. You understand? The numberless Buddha Sangha who free you from law, Lord and from samsara, from the Lord Nirvana, for you bring all come from this person. You have to understand, you have to realize. So this is most precious, object, the most precious. Sentient being, most precious, most kind, most dear, wishful, most kind, most dear, your wish for happiness, all we wish for all the happiness, who fulfill this person. You have to know that. You have to know that. Whom you call enemy. This is, most dear, most precious, most kind, most. That's what they are. So like that, every single sentence bangs, the number is helping, number is hunger, number is animal, number the cause of the moon, ants, the mosquitoes, number is female, number is everyone like that. Everyone is like that. The most precious, the most kind for you, most precious, most kind, most dear, your wishful the happiness, all this. So one will start from your family. That's a good one to start. Or also from here, you start from here. The right side person, back side person, from all sentiments, all that. Like that, all like that. So now you see. So Kajore. What time? 9:30. My one even before 9. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then you see, after you see that person who abuses, or the most precious by quality, yes, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, yes, but by kindness. You see now, this Bodhisattva Sangha, even Bodhisattva Sangha came from this person whom you say, you recognize the enemy, this is bad. Oh, so now all the sentient beings like that. Oh, because of that, so you see, so then what you should do is cherish. All the suffering come from others, even from one sentiment, all the happiness come from, you see from that. So same for every sentiment. Now cherish. Man, cherish. Then you see, then cherish, and then your body, spirit, mind, and then benefit. Do what I like. Do what is needed. Do what is like, what the sentiment like, and what sentiment need. There are sentiment doesn't know enlightenment. The ants, mosquitoes doesn't know enlightenment. Slugs doesn't know enlightenment. So, what is need? They need to be free from samsara, otherwise always suffering. They've been suffering from beginningless rebirth. They need to be free from samsara. They need to achieve enlightenment. You see, so what they need is that. And what they like, what they need. So you see, what they need is to be free from samsara. What they need is to achieve a state of omnis peerless happiness. Okay. So for that, then you need to actualize three principal paths, three principal aspect paths to enlightenment on the basis of three aspects. Then two stages. Particularly the two stages of tantra, generative completion stage. You need to actualize to be enlightened so that you can do perfect, no slight mistakes, so that you can benefit with the body, spirit, mind to numberless sentiments. By knowing every single their mind, intelligence, everything, karma, everything, the methods, what to feed to them, everything to bring the enlightenment. So see, that's the main answer. For example, in Singapore, you see, the very beginning, the very first time we liberated animals, there was a snake. Three snakes were bored. Snakes bored, and they put in the car one night. So when you go to reserved water, take it out, they little bit kind of a little bit like I don't know how to say, drowsy. So I thought, if you let them go, they eat frogs, and they eat mouse, many things they eat. But if you don't let go, then they get killed. They get cut half. But the body is long, they cut half. That's what happens. Suffer so much. But if you let go, they eat many other things. What to do? But snakes born already. So our question came, but better to not liberate, but liberate. So what to do? So then my conclusion is, you see, what is needed for them is to be free from samsara, so they don't have to harm to others. So you need to free them from samsara and bring to enlightenment. For that, first you need exercise, 3 parts, principles and 3 stages. You need exercise. So that is the purpose. That is what you need to do. What you need to do for the sentient beings. To free from samsara, to bring them to enlightenment. That's what you need to do. So that thing, then so now you can see, so important. Even you see, even you offer service, even small things, whatever the sentient being, like whatever, to do everything. I mean, even this so much suffering, so much unhappiness, even smile, even give you a sincere smile, or whatever service you can offer. I mean, you say, even the animals, insect, to try to attack by others, try to help them, fall in the water, have difficulties, try to help, and so you say like that. However, you see, try to help, so whatever you can do, according to your capacity, whatever you can do, so try to help. For example, if somebody carry heavy load, you try to share, they carry some, they make a lighter, the person's easier, old person carrying so huge, and then can't difficult to walk, then you help. Or somebody doesn't have a seat, then you give your a seat. Like that, just anyways, it's such a small things. So whatever you can help, offering to the sentient being. You see, with a totally from heart, not political. You smile like this, not political. From the heart, smile. From the heart. Then when you serve old people, children, all that now. This is those who those who have children with what motivation? What kind of motivation? Take care of children. This is my child. This is my. Then you die with that. Then you go to the Lord. Collect with the family. You go to the Lord. They don't come to share your suffering in the hell realm. So you have to suffer. So that's the right thought. But think the kindness. Then you take care of children. The sentient, precious and most precious sentient, you take care. Then you have no difficulties. You have no boring. You have no difficulties. You say whatever has written, most precious sentient beings. You see, you have to bear kindness to them. You see, and taking care of old people, then, they're so precious. And the Buddha son all came from this. So they're like that, you see. So example, this is how we should live our life. How we should live our daily life. That's, you see, that's the attitude. That's how we should live it. Then that happiness in your heart, then there's happiness in your heart developed. Otherwise full of depression, this problem, that problem, full of depression. And then you die with that full of depression. So that is a very sad life. How much material you have, how much money you have, not meaningful like that, you see. Oh, so that I think maybe stop here. I recite this. Yeah, I just read this. This is Dani, something tamtela. Dani, something tamtela. If you know, let happy, turn out to be somebody. Dr. Jefferson Zimbalab, Zimbal Shores, and the Zimbalab, the Katamakish. The name is what it is. Determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all the sentient beings who are more precious than a wishful jewel. I shall hold them most dear at all times. Okay. Okay, then. Me, I myself. So I make expression, me. So something you're particular special thing you're going to do. So me. See, whether the other person practices compassion to you or patience to you, doesn't matter. You practice patience. You practice compassion to others. Doesn't matter other practice patience or compassion or not. Some people, he does me, she does me. You don't practice the business, the other person, you complain. Besides, you not practice. But me means you're going to do something special. Doesn't matter other practice patience or compassion or not to you. Doesn't matter. You're responsible. Yourself, what you're going to do. me. Sentient tamtela. Just namal zablin, namal zangro, namal zibim, namal sura, everything, okay? Sentient tamtela. Everyone, nobody is left out. No one ant left out. No one shell the beach. So number not left out, okay? Sentient tamtela. Is in the rule happy, much more than special than the which can do, okay? Tonjo Drive Sambai, Dr. Jeva Zimbala. Think that's what it is. Sky, so not. Which ground jewel, even though most people may not know, which ground jewel is more precious than diamond, sapphire.